Hey everybody, welcome back to another special 750 subscriber celebration video. Before we bust into this bag/box here, I would like to thank everybody who has subscribed to this channel over the past few years. I know that it isn't the highest in production values at all times, but we're trying to get this information out as kind of quickly and as efficiently as possible. So if there's anything that you would like to see on this channel or a direction you'd like to see me take, let me know in the comments and I'll consider it. So thank you all for subscribing. Please tell your friends and let's rip into this box. Well, it is a V-Kick microphone. This is an SE V-Kick kick drum microphone. And it is a product that I recently saw a review online of myself, and I said, you know what? I'll give this microphone a shot. I don't have any SE microphones, and in a couple different shootouts, this is the kick drum microphone that prevailed against all of the Shures, the Earthworks, the Sennheisers, you name it. This microphone is a real high value. Speaking of which, it's not the most expensive microphone. I believe it's like a $300 microphone, all said and done. But let's take a look inside the box and see what she does. All right, so inside the box, looks like we have our V clamp and V beat and V kick in opposite order, but a user manual for how to use this stuff, always nice. Here's the microphone, but let's take a look at the accessories first. Have a couple adapters for mic stands, so in case your microphone clip does not fit, or maybe there's a microphone clip in here, I'll bet that's actually what we've got. Otherwise, we have a nice SE vinyl bag here, and looks like another dust cap of some kind. This says to assemble the microphone in this direction. I don't know what that's saying, but so the clip, as I mentioned, is actually built right into the harness or the casing of this microphone, and you can see a pretty beefy swivel here that has just a 3 triode here to tighten and loosen this, and it's pretty cast metal, I would say, maybe cast steel or something like that. Very solid, firm microphone. It's probably a good 2.5 pounds. Maybe our spec sheet shows us, but here's our XLR output and the microphone attachment if you want to just screw it on to a microphone stand, which is probably what I'll be doing because I have a little boom mic in front of my kick. We're going to test this thing outside of the context of a kick though. We're going to see what it sounds like with a kick, a couple different kicks actually, and then I'm going to put it on a guitar cab and a bass cab, and maybe even a little vocal activity as well. So we'll see if this thing has versatility outside of the context of just putting it on a kick, which is in its name, the V-Kick. SE does have an entire series of microphones in this range, so if you want the whole pack, I think it's like $1,200. And that comes with 3 tom mics, a snare mic, and I think a couple overheads. Maybe something else. If you have that kit, let me know, and let me know what you think of it. So a little bit of information about this microphone before we get it mounted on the actual drum kit. The V-Kick is a dynamic microphone, so it doesn't require 48-volt phantom power, and its intended use is with a kick or bass drum and other sources, such as miking bass guitar cabinets, floor toms, or other large drums where capturing low frequency energy is the utmost importance. So maybe a guitar cabinet has too high of frequencies. We'll have to see what its curve is, but there you go. It is designed for low frequency items. It does say that the capsule provides a sound character tailored specifically for kick drums, and it can be further shaped with the use of 2 switches on the rear side of the microphone, which we showed you before. Classic provides a more traditional kick drum sound with a familiar low frequency punch and a warmer, more rounded sound. If a more contemporary aggressive sound is desired, the modern setting emphasizes the low end and high end, a scoop sound. So we'll try both of those, but I think that I will probably live in the classic range. We will see. So here's a quick rundown of some technical specifications. This is a dynamic microphone, as I mentioned earlier. The voice coil is aluminum, the magnet is neodymium, the polar pattern is a super cardioid, and the frequency range here is important, 20 hertz to 19,000 hertz. So that might be okay with like a Genty guitar cab, but I don't know if it'd be good on like a lead guitar who's going to be up in the 24,000 hertz range maybe. But anyway, sensitivity is -69 to -75 dBV. Our electrical impedance is 300 ohms. Recommended load impedance is 100K ohms, 3-pin male XLR, and it does weigh about 16.5 ounces, so only a little over a pound. So that's what's under the hood. Let's put it on the stand and hear what she sounds like with a couple different kicks. Please excuse the duct tape around the hole in the kick drum reso head, but right now I'm using this Rode microphone. It is the NG1, which is a condenser style microphone. And I've been using a condenser style microphone on a kick for a while. I typically will switch between this microphone and a MXL guitar cube, which is also known as the drum cube in their product lineup. But those two microphones are both condenser microphones. So we're going to swap this guy out at least for a dynamic microphone, this SE-V kick. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, that was very easy. So we're going to try a couple different positions of this microphone, as I haven't had a dynamic microphone, as I mentioned, in a while. So I'm going to put it right up inside this thing. We're going to pull it out kind of right in line with the reso head, and then maybe about 3 or 4 inches beyond it, and see what sounds best. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, I just remiked the Tama Superstar drum set that you're seeing right now today. I got a new Yamaha 5000 series drum set from 1986. If you haven't seen that video, I'll try to link it in the description below. Check it out, it's a great drum set. We'll also test this microphone on that kick because it is a 22-inch. This here is a 24 by 16-inch bad boy. Just pure awesome sound. I had the condenser microphone here and I had to turn the gain way down as a result, but now on my Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 audio interface, I have the kick drum gain set to about 35%. I like this position typically with the microphone, maybe a little further out, but I want to start here kind of in the middle, and then we'll shove it in the kick and see what it sounds like on the inside, and then do the opposite and pull it out and get it a little further away. But we'll go just kick on its own, and then we'll hear it in the context of the full kit with microphones all over, and here we go. So there's just the kick on its own. Let's go ahead and play the rest of the drum set and hear how it sounds with the snare, toms, and cymbals. All right, so that's this thing where I think it will probably live. Again, this is my very first experience with this microphone, so it's all a guess at this point. Let's go ahead and shove it up in there and see what it sounds like inside of the kick. All right, I've got it shoved in there about 3 inches, I would say. So this is what it sounds like inside. All right, now we're about 3-4 inches outside of the hole, so we should get a fair amount of air moving, but it should sound a bit different just based on where it is located. So here we go. So tell me what you thought. Let me know what you think before I tell you what I think, because I'm going to go listen to that right now. All right, so after listening back to the track, I can tell that I like the sound of the microphone inside of the kick more than all of them. And I don't know if that's just because it was the loudest. You can tell in the waveform it's actually larger than the other two, so there was more volume there, or if it was the actual sound inside of this kick, but I think that that was my favorite. So I might stuff this thing inside the kick for a little while and see how it goes. But that was just our classic sound. We haven't tried our modern anything, so we got a couple dip switches on the back here. Let's go ahead and switch these and check out that modern sound. I'm going to put it right back in the middle just for a reference point, and we'll adjust it from there. Okay, I just switched both of the switches from classic to modern, and it sounds like this. going to do the same and listen back to that track real quick and see if I can come up with some initial thoughts about what the modern sound versus the classic switches. So I'm not sure if I'm using those switches correctly, if both of them have to be engaged, or if one is set to modern and the other set to classic, if that splits the difference. Not too much information. I guess I better do some reading on that. But just after listening back to the take real quick, I cannot really tell any difference except maybe a little more aggressive attack. You can kind of hear the click of the batter head a little bit more with the modern switches engaged. So I don't know, that doesn't necessarily make me too excited. So I'm going to leave it in classic and wait until I have an application that might need that more rigid attack, and then I can switch it into modern. But let's go ahead and swap this thing around and hear what it sounds like on a 22-inch kick on my Yamaha 5000 series kit from 1986. Okay, I like the sound of the microphone inside the 24-inch kick so much that I just went right ahead and positioned this one more inside than out. So it's not quite as far as it was in the Superstar, but in this Yamaha 22-inch bass drum, I believe it's 22 also by 16, so same length, just a little smaller diameter. We also have 10 lugs, and everything else is pretty similar, except for the material. Obviously, the Superstars are made with 100% birch, while this kit is made from Philippine mahogany, also known as Luan. So I believe there's a layer of beech in there as well. I've heard it's the inner layer to make it more beautiful, but I could be wrong about that. Not entirely sure where the beech layer is. But that's what we have as far as a kit. Yamaha 5000 series. Both of these kits were made in Japan. That's kind of my passion as far as drums, are these 80s MIJ drums. And I love the Pearl drums, the Yamaha, you name it. If it comes out of Japan in the 80s, it's probably going to be pretty good. But anyway, let's hear this kick. Everything else is same on the microphone. I put the gain, it was actually closer to 40% more than 35, but it's about 41%. So that's where our gain is set, and it sounds like this. There's a couple hits where I buried the batter and some where I let it bounce off. Kind of different attacks, but it looks like our waveform is a little bit smaller, so I'm going to turn the gain up even higher on this drum set. Scratch that, it was actually a pad that I had on track 1 on a previous instrument. So this is without the pad. Here we go. This kick sounds so awesome. I don't have a full mic array to capture this whole kit like I did the Superstars. Like I said, I just moved them over to that kit. So that's going to be my primary recording kit. But let's just play this just in case. And you can at least hear the kick in the context of the kit, but nothing else really up close. All right, so there's another bass drum for you to get an idea of what this microphone can capture. I think that it's a pretty worthy addition. Let's go ahead and put it on a bass cabinet and then a guitar cabinet. All right, I've got this microphone positioned right here on the bottom speaker of this 2x15 Acoustic 201 cabinet. This is a badass cab with a giant horn on the top. But when you use the bass, it doesn't really register through the horn. It just goes through the big 15-inch drivers. So that's what we've got. We're going to be using the Warwick Gnome 200-watt solid-state bass amp and my Precision V bass to test this microphone out. Okay, so I had to adjust the gain even higher for this bass cabinet. I'm surprised as you are, but I had to bump it up right up to 50%. So this is the SE V kick on my bass cabinet with the Precision V bass. Again, this is not an active bass, just regular passive circuit, so that's probably why I needed to bump up that gain, but here we go. these speakers, these 15-inch speakers, are a little flubby on that low B. Be real ginger with that note for it to ring. So that is the V kick on a bass. Let's hear it on a guitar cabinet. All right, now we are on a guitar cabinet. I'm on the Orange 2x12 PPC cabinet loaded with two Celestion Creambacks. There is a Sennheiser E906 mic on the other speaker, but that's out of the mix. We're just capturing the right-hand speaker with the V-Kick microphone. I've got this Ibanez S-Classic guitar with two V7, I believe, humbuckers plugged into my 5150 straight away, and we'll hear the rhythm in the lead channel. And yeah, I think that'll give us a good idea how this microphone can pair up with a guitar rig as well. So here's our clean channel. I say clean, but this is a 5150, so it does have a little bit of breakup. And here is the 5150 lead channel. So there you go, the SE V-Kick microphone in a whole bunch of different circumstances. I wanted to get some voice on recording as well, but I'm going to save that for another video just because I have some other experimenting to do with the context of these band instruments alone. But let's go ahead and leave it at that. If you have any questions, or if you do really want to see a vocal demonstration with this microphone, I'll prioritize it and get it out for you. Otherwise, pretty nice new microphone. Glad to add it to the kit, and I might pick up another one or two and put them around the kit in other spots, like on the floor tom, or maybe we'll have an inside and an outside microphone on the kick. That's another option. I do have plans to add a second 8-channel Octo Pre Focusrite interface here soon, so we should have 16 channels plugged in through ADAT eventually. But for now, let's keep it at that, and we'll have some things to look forward to in the future. So let me know if you like this style of content. Hopefully, if you do have any questions, I'll answer them below. And if you'd like to subscribe, that always helps. We're at 750 subscribers. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 by September. So let me know if you can help, and I will be glad to keep pumping out the content. So thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.